Good morning, everyone. We are happy to be here today and discuss the future possibilities of Kernel. Kernel, a brain interface leading the way into a new era. While Kernel offers many possibilities to enhance our daily lives and improve our productivity, we believe that Kernel can have a bigger and more meaningful impact on our society. Nowadays, US households have an average of 11 connected devices in their homes, and the number is expected to increase further. We think that it would be a shame if Kernel, with its limitless potential and possibilities to break new grounds and navigate us to new frontiers of neuroscience, were to be just another one of those 11 devices that would only be used every once in a while. We do not imagine Kernel as the next Google Glasses. In fact, we strongly believe that Kernel is designed to not only help humans change the world, but to help the human race go even further than this world. Ladies and gentlemen, our team is taking Kernel to outer space. Why space? Space travel is amongst the most popular topics of today's world. With the recent findings and developments from taking the first ever picture of a black hole in 2019, the Japanese billionaire looking for 8 civilians to circle the moon in 2023, the planned Artemis mission to the moon in 2024, and expected journey to Mars within the next decade, movies such as Ad Astra and The Martian are becoming more of a reality than science fiction. However, leaving Earth's atmosphere and venturing beyond humans' grasp isn't as easy as these movies portray to be.
So astronauts typically follow up a 2-year training program to prepare themselves for space travel. But still, when being on their journey to space, drifting to the eternal never-ending cosmos, millions of miles away from home and any familiarity, astronauts' bodies are exposed to many stressors, such as radiation, isolation and confinement, distance from Earth, gravity fields, and hostile or enclosed environments. We believe that Kernel can play a significant part to overcome these challenges. Under this immense pressure, astronauts must be able to solve problems and identify solutions as a team without help from mission control. The types of food and medicine to be packed for a multi-year trip without access to a grocery store or pharmacy are also important to consider. Unlike space station crews, which regularly receive supplies from cargo flights from Earth, astronauts going deeper into our galaxy will have to bring all of their food, equipment, and medical supplies they need and demonstrate incredible discipline with managing cravings and even rationing. Additionally, maintaining a durable psychological health is immensely important and even mission critical for astronauts traveling into space, and we believe Kernel can help them overcome that challenge as well. However, despite regular psychological tests that astronauts undertake on their journey, there is still not sufficient data available on how to best prepare astronauts and how they should behave in critical situations. We strongly believe that Kernel has the potential to provide invaluable insights into the adequate preparation for the human race to become an intergalactic species. But how or where will the Kernel 4 device be installed? Well, while conducting our research, our team discovered that the indicated dimensions of the astronaut's helmet allow for more than enough space for the Kernel 4 device to be comfortably implemented. Additionally, the HUD on the helmet serves as a perfect screen for on-time, potentially life-saving kernel notifications, where the final result will potentially look something like this. To turn this vision into a reality, we recommend Kernel partnering up with NASA and SpaceX, as we believe that these are the two companies with the highest potential and execution in the near future. Consequently, our vision for Kernel's success follows a progress of 3 steps or 3 journeys: a short-term, a mid-term, and long-term success.
Driven by the same goals of unlocking science and the unknown, NASA and Kernel will together bridge the gap between what is needed for making humanity's next giant leap of the human exploration of Mars a reality. For this vision to be accomplished, Kernel's first step is to join NASA in its mission to the moon. The boarding begins with the NASA Artemis program in 2024 with a dozen missions planned. These lunar operations will serve as a unique opportunity to test, refine, and perfect the technology needed for human exploration and habitation of Mars by 2033. Ease of use and transportable, Kernel's flow is the perfect machine to follow the astronauts in the spaceship on the base camp in orbit around the moon, as well as on the moon to test the habitat and other Mars forward system. This first helmet in history will disrupt the machines already on board, affording more space and flexibility for the crew on the lunar surface. The long duration of this program will give Kernel the opportunity to play the open innovation card, listening to the astronaut experiences and getting early feedback about their psychological and physical condition to create the more successful product, which will improve the journey in space and keep the distance from the competition. Such data collection is key to build relationship, enrich ecosystem, develop network, and build trust in the market, which would later enable Kernel to scale by moving closer to the end consumers and provide a kernel flow in all homes. Additionally, collecting information at the speed of the neurons will enable Kernel to better understand the needs and advanced life technologies essential for the next steps on Mars, and therefore join SpaceX on the road to make humanity multiplanetary. The goal here is for Kernel to build the first step towards sustaining innovation and revenue performance, and therefore reach the performance zone.
As my colleague explained already, partnerships with SpaceX and NASA will build the fundament for you to take Kernel to the next level. A proposed midterm goal is concerned with implementing your Kernel technology for humanity's next step to space exploration, the journey to Mars. A trip to Mars is estimated to take around 6 to 7 months, and it will doubtlessly have huge implications for the human body. As an example, flying to the Mars takes 70 times longer and is more than 1,000 times further than flying to the Moon. It should be self-explaining that this trip to Mars comes with new challenges, especially for doctors and psychologists, to determine how the body will react. It is evident that NASA currently makes predictions about how the human body will react on Mars. But as mentioned, all of these are just assumptions. Kernel will change assumptions into rock-solid facts. Moreover, as the body is exposed to gravity differences, high radiation, temperature differences, varying from plus to minus degrees, natural events such as sandstorms, and countless other uncertain scenarios, there needs to be insight in its respected implications on how the body reacts before being able to send more than just 4 people to Mars. On the other side, the human brain and therefore mental conditions are being challenged, as life on Mars is entirely different to life on Earth. Both of these, physical and mental challenges, are the key to tackle before being able to streamline bringing people to Mars. But don't worry, as you might have guessed, and I might have mentioned it before, your technology and your device have the chance to bring us a step further. But how does Kernel really make a difference to current research done by large government and private institutions such as NASA and SpaceX?
The key here is shared innovation. We're proposing that Kernel pairs its collected data with the data from SpaceX and NASA to be able to quickly move forward together and considerably shorten the time frame of when people will be able to live on Mars. The shared access to data and information will make it easier to make assumptions about implications of the information gathered about the human body. Additionally, Kernel will contribute toward the network effect. In simple terms, the more astronauts use a Kernel helmet, the more data will be gathered and the more accurate you can build a persona and develop clusters, which will help to offer specialized training to prepare people. And we're not just talking about astronauts here, for Mars. As an example, mental therapy can be accurately executed as every human brain responds differently to situations. Some people suffer from claustrophobia and even anxiety due to social distance. Therefore, for example, psychologists could analyze information from Kernel in order to be instantly prepared to consult people suffering from mental issues. We do strongly believe that starting early is key, as the development process takes significant planning and adaptation, as every second passed by astronauts without Kernel is invaluable knowledge lost that could propel the human race even faster into the future. Finally, we have not forgotten about your vision to bring the Kernel technology in every home by 2036, and we're strongly advocating it. However, while we see having Kernel in every home on Earth as plausible, we strongly believe that having Kernel in every future home and even for every single person on Mars is a definite reality. Your abundance of collected data is expected to be lucrative and significantly beneficial for spaceships developers, companies looking to build houses on Mars, and even pharmaceutical companies developing new drugs for people going to Mars to, for example, help them with the insane jet lag that they'll surely have. The glimpse into this future can potentially look something like this. We say that the human race can become an intergalactic species, and it lays in Kernel's hands. The future is space, and Kernel is the future. We understand that this presentation was probably a lot to take in, and we're confident that you have some questions, for which we're now at your disposal. Thank you very much.